What's shaking, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Siouxsie and the Banshees, and we're returning to A Kiss in the Dreamhouse, 1982. Thank you again to Nicola. And the next track is Slowdive, which seems to make reference to the lack of celerity or alacrity, which is to say speed, of a particular dive. I often talk about deep dives on this channel, which relates to the depth or distance covered by a dive. Of course, this could be some sort of metaphor or figurative meaning, and it's not necessarily about diving into something, but at least on the surface of it. Are you going to mess everything up, Luca? Is that the plan? But yes, at least on the surface of it, it would seem to make reference to the speed of some form of dive. So that could be diving into a relationship, that could be diving into some culture or scene or some interest or some pursuit of psychological or emotional character. I do wonder if there might be multiple levels upon which this concept might play out. Maybe it's just a word that plays a part in a larger story, and it's not so much about the theme of slow diving, but yeah, it's not a word in a singular form that I've ever seen, so I don't have any specific reference points if it is actually making an allusion to something in particular, so I'll see what I can pick up on a first listen. This is Siouxsie and the Banshees. The track is Slowdive, and it's from their 1982 album, A Kiss in the Dreamhouse. It's like a metronome, but like... Oof. What a crazy little tune. So, yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. Some of her lines, including those about like hitting the ground and shaking it all around, they were maybe not whispered per se, but they were said in a lighter, breathy sort of way, and they were sort of submerged within the overall sonic. So there were a few lines I'm not sure what she's actually saying, but then she's talking about like a long dive and a short dive, and seemingly some different characterizations of a dive. So I still don't know where those dives are located, what they're actually referring to, but she seems to be talking about more than just a slow dive per se. And definitely the percussion in this one stands out again. I've said that on a million Siouxsie and the Banshees tracks, and especially maybe the Creatures tracks that I've heard, although not as insanely as some other tracks. So Budgie at work here, but again, maybe not quite as dynamically as on some other ones. But again, at the beginning there was sort of that like metronome rhythm, and then about halfway through the track it really was sort of marching back and forth between two big percussive hits. And that stood out to me. Obviously there's this violin which sort of ratchets up and then slowly winds its way down, maybe referencing or expressing or encapsulating a slow dive down to the ground. So yeah, it could be a fall, I suppose. It could be about hitting the ground and shaking it around, in maybe some sense falling apart or breaking apart after a slow dive. So yeah, I feel like there's some potential figurative meanings here, but I'm really just sort of fumbling around in the dark trying to find them. So I'll look forward to hearing people talk about the lyrics and the themes. But yeah, a very catchy tune, not as dark as some of the other ones I've heard from them, but even as I call it catchy, not in the way maybe you typically mean that, where it's like this, earworm that you're going to find yourself humming when you're not even like thinking overtly. It's like, oh wait, that song is really stuck in my head. More just like this rhythmically captivating and engaging sonic atmosphere, but again, one that is like in their own style. So I don't really know what it's about. I don't know all that Siouxsie sang because again, some of her vocals were a bit more buried in this one, but a very enjoyable tune and one that had me, very enthusiastically along for the ride, even as I'm trying to figure out what these dives are. So another cool one. Look forward to hearing what people have to say about this. Let me know, and I will see you next time. Peace.